Welcome back. This is the third video of this series of videos. I will be discussing quadratics or solving quadratic equations by factoring. That is what I'm going to discuss in this video. Okay. So when we have ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not 0, a, b, and c are constants. Let's have a very easy example of how to factor or how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. You need to use your knowledge. The prerequisite of this is that you have gone through factoring in your subject. Okay, so we have x squared subtracted by 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. In factoring, so I can factor this. I have negative here, I have negative here, and I have positive there. That means my factors are two negatives. I hope you remember that. So I have negative 6 or negative 1, or I have negative 5, negative 2, and negative 3. So when I add this one, this is negative 7, and when I add this one is negative 5. That means this is what I'm going to use. And I have x squared, x, just x, and another x there, and then we have negative 2 and negative 3 is equal to 0. Then we're done. We only put them in equation equal to 0, both of them. Adding both sides of the equation by 2, this is 0. So our first solution is positive 2, and the second solution, we do the same, adding both sides of the equation by 3, so that this is 0, x sub 2 is equal to 3, positive 3. So we have x sub 1 is equal to 2, and then x sub 2 is equal to 3. It doesn't matter if you write x sub 1 is equal to 3, x sub 2 is equal to 2. It doesn't matter. Okay, next that I wrote here is 4x squared subtracted by 4x added by 1 is equal to 0. When it is look like this, then you see that this is a perfect square. This is also a perfect square, and we have negative 4 there. So this give me that I can factor this as a special product. We have 2x subtracted by 1. Raised to 2. Parenthesis, raised to 2 is equal to 0. Okay. If I'm going to put that in this way, then we have 2x subtracted by 1, and then 2x subtracted by 1, parenthesis, both of them in a parenthesis. So if I am going to solve the equation now, adding both sides of the equation by 1, then I have 2x is equal to 1, then I have divide by 2, both sides of the equation, then we have 1/2. They are the same. That means my x sub 1 and x sub 2 is equal to 1/2 also. When you got this kind of solution, then it is called there are a lot of names of this. Repeated roots, double roots, either of them. you can use repeated roots or double roots. So you have to write this: x sub 1 is equal to x sub 2 is equal to 1/2. Equal roots, I said that. I think I read also something about equal roots. But those two are the things that I remembered most. I will give some more example. Here is another example. 6x squared is equal to 11x plus 10. Our general form is in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So we need to transform this equation so that it will look like this, the general form. Then we have, if we subtract both sides of the equation by 10 and 11x, so we have negative or minus 11x minus 10. This will be 0, this will be 0. So then we have 6x squared minus 11x minus 10 is equal to 0. There are two ways to factor 10 and two ways to factor 6. 6x squared. So we have either 6 times 1 or 3 times 2. And negative 10 will be negative 5 and positive 2. And positive 5 and negative 2. Then we have 11. Then I can say that if I will multiply 3 and 5, 3 and negative 5 there, then I will get negative 15. That means I have 3x, and then we have x there, then I will put 5 there, because 3 times negative 5 is negative 11. That means I will have positive 2 here is equal to 0. That means we have 3x divided by 2 is, I am recording in my place of work in a school. That's why there are some students who are doing things that they are not supposed to do. If we subtract both sides of the equation by 2, then we have 3x is equal to negative 2. Then we have divide both sides of the equation by 3. And we have x is equal to negative 2/3. The other one is x. Sorry. There's supposed to be 2 there. 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Because 2 times 2 is 4. So negative 15 plus 4 is 11. It's very important that we will get the middle term there. If we add both sides of the equation by 5, then we have 2x is equal to 5. And then divide it by 2, divided by 2. Then we have x is equal to 5/2 or 2.5 if you wish to answer it in decimal form. Then this is our x sub 1, this is our x sub 2. I forgot to mention that before, you can always check your answer. It's an equation, so you can always check your answer. We will do it here. We have 6 times negative 2/3 squared is equal to 11 times negative 2/3 plus 10. That's our original equation. So we have 6 times 4, 9 is equal to, this is negative 22/3 plus 10. Then we have by 3 there, then we have 2 and 4/3 is equal to And that's a question. Is it equal to? Then we have this by 3 there, by 3. So we have 30. And we have 8/3. As you can see, 8/3 is equal to 8/3. Then our first solution is right. The second one, I will use another pen. So we have 6 times 5 half is the square is equal to 11 times 5 half plus 10. So if we have 6 times 25 fourth, and then we have 55 half plus 10. So if we multiply both numerator and denominator with 2, then we have, in this part now, we have 20 plus 55 is 75 half. Here, if we divide 6 with 2, then we get 3. 25 there, half. You see, 3 times 25 is 75. Then we will get also the right answer. You can always do that. Okay. I will do more examples. Here's another example. Then we need to make the right hand side of the equation 0. So I need to subtract 10x to both sides of the equation, so that will be 0. So we have 0 there. We have x squared minus 10x plus 21. Okay, you need to rearrange that. And then 21 can be, it's negative, the middle term is negative, then we have negative 7 and negative 3, so that we will get positive 21. I'll just remove this, make room. Okay, then we have x minus 7, then x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, minus 7 minus 3 is 10. There, it's okay already. Then we have x minus 7 is equal to 0. Adding both sides of the equation by 7. Then this is 0. Then we have x, our first solution or root is 7. And then x minus 3 is equal to 0. Adding both sides of the equation by 3. Then we have x is equal to 3. That's our second root. Okay, another is 3x squared is equal to 16x minus 12. We need to make it 0, so we need to subtract both sides of the equation by 16x and 12. So minus 16x minus 12. That's 0, that's 0. So we have 3x squared minus 16x minus 12 is equal to 0. What we need to do now is, this one is, we only have one set, that is 3 times 1. And this one we have 4 and 3. Negative 4 and 3. Or I can put it here. Negative 3 and 4. And we have also 12 and 1, negative 12 and 1, or negative 1 and 12. We also have negative 6 and 2, or negative 2 and 6. I don't know which of these will give us minus 16. So if I am going to multiply 3 times 12, 3 times 4, that's 12. That's too little. Okay. 3 times 12 is 36. That's too much. Then 3 times negative 6 is alright. That's negative 18. So we have, I think that is what we get. X there. And then we have minus 6 there, because 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. That's why we have positive 2 there. Negative 18 added by 2 is negative 16. Then we already factored. Then we have 3x added by 2, and then x minus 6 equal to 0. Both is equal to 0. So we have divided by and adding both sides of the equation by 2, or subtracting both sides of the equation by 2. Sorry, negative 2. Then we divide by 3. Then we have x sub 1 is equal to negative 2/3. It seems that I have done this. No, I thought I did it before. And then the other one is adding both sides of the equation by 6. Then x sub 2 is equal to positive 6. On my next video, then I will be solving some more examples, but a little bit more complicated than the one that I solved in this video. So hang on my next video. See you there.